Have you ever noticed something strange about Japan? In crowded trains, restaurants, and busy public places, you rarely see children screaming or throwing massive tantrums. Of course, Japanese children are still children. They cry. They get frustrated. They feel emotions like everyone else. But compared to many other countries, public meltdowns seem surprisingly rare. Why? Are Japanese kids naturally calmer? Are parents stricter? Or is there something deeper happening inside Japanese culture? The answer is more fascinating than most people realize. Because in Japan, emotional behavior is shaped very differently from early childhood. And understanding this may completely change how you think about parenting. One important part of Japanese parenting is simple. Children are expected to observe others carefully. In many Western cultures, children are often taught through direct verbal instruction. But in Japan, learning frequently happens through observation. Kids quietly watch how adults behave, how older students act, how people behave in public spaces. And slowly, they imitate that behavior. This creates strong social awareness at a young age. For example, if a train is quiet, children naturally understand they should also remain calm. Not because someone constantly threatens punishment, but because they learn harmony by observing the environment around them. Japanese society places enormous importance on something called social harmony. The idea is simple. Your behavior affects everyone around you. Because of this, children are gently taught from a young age to be aware of others. Parents often explain things like, "People around us are resting. Let's not disturb others. We should think about everyone." This changes the way children see public spaces. Instead of viewing the world as a place centered around themselves, they begin understanding they are part of a larger group. And that mindset naturally reduces extreme public behavior. Interestingly, many Japanese parents avoid loud public discipline. You'll rarely see dramatic shouting in public places. Instead, parents often stay calm and guide children quietly. Why? Because emotional control is modeled by adults first. Children absorb emotional energy from parents. If adults panic loudly during every emotional moment, children often learn the same reaction. But when adults remain calm, children slowly learn emotional stability. In Japan, parents often use subtle facial expressions, tone, and silence rather than explosive reactions. And over time, children become more emotionally aware. Another reason Japanese children tend to stay calmer is routine. Japanese families often follow structured daily habits, regular mealtimes, consistent sleep schedules, predictable routines, organized school culture. Psychologists know children feel safer when life feels predictable. When routines are stable, children experience less emotional chaos, and less emotional chaos often means fewer public meltdowns. Many tantrums happen when children feel overstimulated, exhausted, or emotionally overwhelmed. But Japanese parenting often reduces those triggers before they grow. One fascinating thing about Japan is how early children are encouraged to become independent. Young children may walk to school, help clean classrooms, carry responsibilities, participate in group activities. This builds confidence slowly over time. When children feel capable, they often become emotionally stronger, instead of constantly depending on adults for every little thing. They begin learning self-control naturally, and responsibility changes behavior. Children who feel trusted often act more mature. Now, this doesn't mean Japanese children never struggle emotionally. That's important to understand. Japanese parenting is not about creating emotionless children. In fact, many parents are extremely affectionate and caring. But emotions are often guided gently rather than reacted to dramatically. For example, instead of immediately distracting a crying child with screens or toys, parents may encourage patience. Children slowly learn waiting, emotional tolerance, self-regulation, and these small lessons build emotional resilience over time. Japanese schools also play a huge role. Children are taught teamwork very early. They clean classrooms together, eat together, organize activities together. This creates strong group awareness. Children begin understanding, my actions affect everyone. That feeling naturally encourages emotional control in public spaces. In highly individualistic cultures, children are often encouraged to express themselves constantly. But in Japan, balance matters more. Expression is important, but so is consideration for others. Of course, modern Japan is changing too. Technology, social media, and changing lifestyles affect parenting everywhere. Japanese children today are different from previous generations in many ways. But even now, many traditional values remain. Calm communication, patience, emotional awareness, social respect. And those values still shape childhood behavior deeply. This doesn't mean one culture is perfect. Every parenting style has strengths and weaknesses, and children everywhere experience emotions differently. But Japanese parenting does offer an interesting lesson. Children often become calmer when adults create calm environments first, not through fear, not through punishment, but through consistency, patience, and emotional modeling. Sometimes children don't need louder discipline. Sometimes they need calmer adults. And maybe emotional strength begins when children feel emotionally safe, not emotionally controlled. In a world filled with noise, stimulation, and constant emotional reactions, Japanese culture quietly teaches something powerful. Children learn emotional behavior from the world around them, from calm parents, from social harmony, from routine, from patience. And maybe that's why Japanese kids rarely throw tantrums in public. Not because they're perfect, but because from a young age, they're slowly taught how to live alongside others peacefully. And perhaps that's one of the most important lessons any child can learn.